So this video is going to be a little bit of a change of pace. I wanted to address one of the most common questions that we get from just about everybody who watches our content, who is also trying to create content of their own. It's consistently, hey, James, what's your setup for your videos? What kind of gear do you use? What's your process, etc.? So I wanted to do two videos. This is the first of the two. In this video, we're going to talk exactly about the equipment, the gear that we use, that I use for this setup that you're watching right now, from the microphone to the camera and lens to the actual physical setup on the desk, and everything from a hardware perspective. The second video we're going to go through is the actual process of developing the video, the content, and the actual product itself, from capture through editing, through color correction, audio mastering, and the actual edit itself. We're going to do that in a separate video that will be posted probably later this week. So in this video, we're going to talk all about hardware and gear. If that's something you're into, then great, go ahead and watch. If not, we'll catch you next time. Let's hit it with that bumper. All right, so I'm just going to jump right in and discuss everything that we are using in detail. If you have questions about any of this, hit me up in the comments below, and I'll get back with you guys as quickly as possible. The first and most important element is going to be the audio, the microphone here. And as you can see, this is a Rode microphone. This is the NTG5. It's about $500 on Amazon. We'll link in the description below if you want to get it. A lot of people have asked about the arm that we are using, and it is actually from our previous mic before the NTG5. It is the Yeti Caster. The Blue microphone company, Blue Yeti, is a very popular microphone that a lot of people use when they're just starting out and for the first couple of years before they invest in something more professional grade. But that's actually the arm from the Blue Yeti and the NTG microphone from Rode with the shock mount there. One other thing that you can't ever see because it is out of the field of view of the camera is the Stream Deck XL that's right here in front of me, and it has a variety of functions that we use while recording as well as during the editing process. It has different profiles and menus that you can set up for each app that automatically launches with the app. Very slick, and the ability to automate a lot of these processes that usually require, clicking a mouse and having something on the keyboard, you can literally program into a single click of the button. One little thing for color correction that we use is the color checker from a company called X-Rite. You can find this on Amazon as well. Just about everything we have on the desk has been purchased from Amazon. The links are going to be in the descriptions below. So we use that for getting accurate white balance and color from a black point and white point. So we have our curves and our exposure dialed in, as well as setting the RGB color balance. The second component of the audio part of what we're doing is this interface that you see there on the desk. Because the microphone is professional grade, it is not just a USB plug-in. It uses a much larger cable called an XLR cable. That is the format. It's used by just about every professional microphone. So in order for it to be plugged directly into the computer and have immediate editing capabilities, so we can have audio captured in real time with the video, we have to use what's called an audio interface. And the one that we chose is from a company called Focusrite. It is the 2x2, so later on when we roll out our podcast, we can do interviews with two different microphones using exactly the same audio interface. But this is basically best in class You can control the pad and the gain, as well as having a very seamless and simple interface. If I wanted to be wearing headphones right now so I could have monitor in my ear, it supports that as well. Very happy with the Focusrite product. So the video component of what we're working with here is the Sony a6400 for the camera, and the lens is the Sigma 16mm, and the f-stop on the lens goes down to 1.4, which is pretty fantastic. The only option that's lower than that on the consumer market is a lens by Canon that goes down to f1.2, but for what we're doing, typically I shoot these videos in the f2.2 to 2.8 range. That gets the depth of field and the bokeh for the background being slightly out of focus that we're looking for. But very happy with the Sony. It's a mirrorless camera. It is a crop sensor, the CMOS sensor that applies the 1.5 magnification as compared to a full frame sensor for those of you that care about such things. But I haven't had the slightest bit of concern with it. It does convert that focal length into a 1.5 multiplier. So a 16mm lens has an effective focal length of 24mm when you are using it on a crop sensor camera like the A6400. But for those of you that don't care about that kind of nerdy stuff, let's just say it lets you zoom in a little bit more, so you don't have to worry about it. Underneath the camera, you'll see a ball head mount, again linked in Amazon below, and everything is coming off of a central Visa mount pole that we have attached to the desk. I try to have minimal clutter on the desk and have everything coming off of a single post if we can. All of our monitors are attached via arms from that central pole, and we also have a LED light that is providing the lighting for this setup here on my desk. And the LED light really is the main thing that I'm going to be changing. I'm not entirely happy with the light. I think there are some hot spots, as you can see here on my forehead and my cheeks. There are some hot spots. There's a whole lot of fall off from the light. There's a lot of light being cast onto the wall behind me. And as we proceed into 2021, I'm definitely going to be upgrading the light. Looking at either an Aperture 120D or getting light from a company called Godox, Godox. But I'll let you guys know when we make the decision there. It's really useful to have the waffle, the grid on the front of the light to prevent spill and fall off where you don't want the light going. But that's really the only part of my setup that I'm not entirely happy with right now. But that's kind of a pipe dream sort of thing. So the last little piece we'll talk about, and for those of you guys that watch a lot of our videos, you'll see that the color behind me is something new. I haven't had any kind of accent color for the whole time we've been doing these videos, so this is a new thing here. I do have a LED light that has the ability to change the entire hue and saturation band from 0 to 360, so it goes to the entire RGB wheel. You can select any color you want to there. So those were really inexpensive. Picked them up for about 60 bucks each on Amazon, and you tell me if you like it back there. It adds a little bit of visual interest. So that's basically the entirety of our setup as far as the hardware and the gear is concerned. Again, from microphone, I'm very happy with. I think it sounds as good as can be expected in a non-studio environment like we have right now. The light is really the only thing that I'm not totally thrilled with, but the camera, the lens, the setup, and the color behind me I think is pretty nice. It's a lot better than it was a couple of years ago, that's for sure. So there you go. Any questions, hit me up in the comments, and as always, you can reach us at the office 469-678-8001 and email us at info@riskwell.com. I'll be happy to field any questions you might have there, and look forward to talking with you guys again real soon. Please remember, life is risky. Risk well.